Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars on the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Question in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Can in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. Live and loud, that break in the mind. Can and bold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, their foes can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good.
It muted you. Yeah, you're muted.
I don't know why it mutes it. It's supposed to automatically drop the mute, but whatever. Good morning. Welcome to our edition of Ken in the Morning, where StreamYard likes to mute people randomly. Because it's
Well, not people, just you, it seems like. StreamYard said it.
Well, it might be because I was refreshing Adam Schefter real quick. I don't know.
Oh, see, there you go. That's the issue. You didn't give StreamYard the attention it wants. Now it's got to fucking punish you. It just muted you again.
Weird.
Oh, that thing about StreamYard apparently not wanting you to talk.
I don't know what's up with StreamYard, man. But hey, it's Friday. I guess they tell me. I barely know what day of the week it is now these days. I know that we're getting close to free agency, and the Bears have made over $44 million in cap space over this week. Obviously, yesterday we broke the DJ Moore trade while we were on the air, and then Edmunds, who they
What's up,
trade,
broski?
good morning, broski, was released yesterday, creating another $15 million in cap space. So, if you're a Bears fan, you have to be asking a couple questions. You now created $44 million in cap space. The NFL gave you another $20 million. Yeah, Maxx Crosby maybe. And oh, by the way, we still do need a center, and we still need to sign safeties, and we still need
that was going to be my major caveat. Yeah, you guys got a whole bunch of cap room, but one of those moves wasn't you guys creating cap room. It was some guy randomly retiring.
Randomly retiring it. I mean, the Dahlman trade, I think we're all still coming.
At least he didn't give you the old fucking Detroit where he did it after the draft.
No, well,
yeah, and I'll tell you what.
Though, with Dahlman, though, I eventually we're going to hear from Drew Dahlman, right? Because usually with like, these guys retired, you hear a reason why you did it with Andrew Luck, Luke Kuechly. Some reporter somewhere is going to get an interview with them, and we're going to find out, hey, man, why did you retire like so early? I mean, he just signed the big contract, a lot of money on the table.
He finally played an entire season. He made the Pro Bowl. Retire.
Yeah,
it's
all these great things that you win a division. You're on a team
and you know what, Ken? Bears are fortunate that honestly there's some good free agent centers out there, and I think there's a couple good ones in the draft as well that could come in and contribute right away. But definitely focusing more on the free agent pickup. You want someone with some experience. I think there's some good options out there. Some quite pricey, like the Linderbaum and McGovern. Those guys are going to be $20 million a year players. And then you got the was it Biadzik or whatever, and then you have good old Cade Mays from the Panthers is out there. He could be an option.
Biadz is not an option. He was signed by the Chargers last night or this morning.
No, did he? Okay. Yeah, and I could see them going after what's his face, Cade Mays from the Panthers. I could see that being a creeper option.
I don't know if they want a rookie at center because and whoever decides what the team's needs are, that's not the team. Obviously, the guys that for PFF, I say PFF because that's the mock draft everyone uses because they're probably the better mock draft platform. You know, everyone's like, oh, the Bears need a left tackle. Well, we've got 2 other ones on the roster, one of which I know Broski is not a big fan of. But look, he's still serviceable as a backup, or at least for the time being that we would need until Trapillo comes back, right? So, I mean, Ozzy's not out for the whole year. They don't need to, like, replace left tackle altogether. You still have the Canadian Eagle is still there, and he started quite a few games last year very well for the Bears. So the Bears have a stopgap at left tackle, right? That's not a pressing need. It's not like, oh, my God, we got to go sign a left tackle. It's like, hey, we've got 3 left tackles. The one that maybe is our best is going to be out maybe for a little bit. We don't know how long he's going to be out as fans. The team knows. They have a better idea that whether he's going back by week 3, week 4, whatever. But we don't. We've got 2 other guys who can service the position well enough. So at center, I don't know if they want a rookie. I think they'll spend some money. But, man, I'll tell you what, Joe, Bears fans are salivating because they're like, hey, we've just freed up $44 million. Hi, Maxx Crosby.
Yeah, but you just traded away the 2 pieces that you would potentially trade for him.
Well,
and here's the thing: the Bears definitely,
and then
like I said, they're going to go after a free agent. They're going after a free agent center. They're gonna get one of them. Braxton Jones is not on the Bears roster right now, and God willing, he never will be again. So the Bears definitely need a left tackle. Like, let's not gloss over that. Like, that's a gaping hole. You're not going to rely on Theo Benedict to be your left tackle going into the season, and then rely on Ozzy Trapillo, a guy who only started a couple of games at left tackle, who's only a second-year player, to when he comes back off injury, being this, like, you know, fill-in savior. So yeah, the Bears need a left tackle. They need a center.
I don't think they're going to spend money on a left tackle, though. I mean, you've got, look at the guys you had last year. I guess that was end of his. You've got Theo Benedict. He started a handful of games before he got hurt, and he was good value. I don't know if the Bears. I mean, I think the Bears are spending money on the offensive line.
Yeah, but
you're spending the money on the center, and maybe you're drafting a left tackle.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I could see them drafting. They have 4 picks in the top 100. I could definitely see them like a second round left tackle pick or something, or even with their 25 overall pick, 25th overall pick. But yeah, I mean, Theo Benedict, let's not forget, they didn't have enough confidence in him to start him in the playoff game. They had to move Tooney to left tackle because they didn't want to start him. Right. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, hey, but shout out Tremaine Edmunds. I'm glad that bums off the freaking roster. I've been waiting for this day for a while. That guy sucked. Cut his ass. Amen.
I mean, look at the Bears trying to trade him was a good move. They saved $15 million. He's more of a cap. You know, if his contract wasn't so big, he would still be on this roster. If he was making like $8 million versus 16, he'd probably still be on the roster. I mean, I think for him it's a lot more about cap versus production. And he was pretty productive.
Didn't he have like 6 picks last year?
Yeah, he was pretty. Well, he had 6 picks. He had like 2 picks. But he was pretty. Here's the problem with Tremaine Edmunds, right? He's a productive player, but he's not a productive player in the sense that you go, oh wow. He's quietly productive, does some nice things. He helps prop teammates up. He's part of a. He's like the problem with him was like if you were say he was like if Lance Briggs was making more money than Brian Urlacher. That's the problem. I guess that's a better way of putting it, right? Like he's a good support linebacker who does some really good things. He'll come up with some big plays, like Lance Briggs has come up with big plays all the time, right? He'll come up with some big plays here and there. He does a lot of nice things that allows other people to shine, but he's made way too much money for that. So, like, if he was a cheaper option, he would probably still be on this roster.
Well, the thing is, he's 6'5", 250 pounds, and he can't play middle linebacker. And the other knock with him up until this season, he was known for his lack of big plays. So he had some interceptions this year. He's still terrible as a middle linebacker. He does not have the instincts, the quick reactions to sniff out the run and go downhill and fill a hole quick. He's just not good at that, and he can't blitz. So it's just like he's really not that good. He's really not that good.
Well, he'll sign Broski.
Somebody will sign him,
200 guys. is one of 2,000 guys in the world to get an NFL contract.
He'll be his
and
6'5". He'll be his 6'5".
one of
Ken, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking
about
into other relation to other middle linebackers in the league. He's not that good.
Well, I mean,
Hey there, Fred.
Hey, good morning, Fred. And oh my God, Fred, you're like 10 minutes late. What's up with that? He'll get a contract somewhere else. I think the problem for Edmunds is he's not as good as what the contract said he was. The contract said he's a top 10 linebacker, and he's not. He's maybe
there,
middle of the pack, top 3 quarters. I wouldn't say he's one of the worst ones in the league, but he's not. He's like in that top 50%, top 75%, somewhere in there, and his contract just didn't match his play. Plus, he can't stay healthy. So, I mean, looking for the Bears, it's a good move, right? You save $15 million, and the other thing is you had, because of his injuries, not be able to stay healthy. You had a lot of young guys step up last year who actually played really well, if not better than him at times. So, so the interesting part for the Bears is going to be where's that free agent money going to go, and look at if they can get Maxx Crosby for just draft capital, which is possible, right? They got the cap room for it, but then they got some stuff to sign. You need a center, you need to sign safeties, and they still got some more. They still got some more stuff they can do. They still got some more stuff they can do. Right now, the Bears are $8 million over the cap, and that's, by the way, they haven't adjusted yet for Edmunds coming off the cap, and they haven't adjusted. This is not over the cap. They haven't adjusted for that, and they haven't taken Dahlman's money off yet. So the Bears freed up $44 million, and they had 8. So I mean, they're dealing with about 50-some million. I'm not sure if this number on over the cap has a new salary cap number yet. I think it may. I'm not sure. But they've got some room, but they got some stuff to sign because you do need safeties on your roster. I hate to tell you this, but safeties you might want to sign 1 or 2 of those guys, at least 2, right? They got some stuff to do. I don't know if they're going to spend big money on left tackle and center, and but you got some good defensive edges out there in free agency. So I guess they don't have to do a trade for Maxx, but that's the buzz, right? That's the move everyone wants to see, right? Because that's the sexy move.
Not everyone.
Well, except for you, Bears fans. Bears fans want to see it, or a lot of Bears fans. At least if you listen to their social media.
Yeah, but that's a good point, Ken. Like the Bears do need a lot. They have holes. Like they need to actually find starters for that. They really need to prioritize over doing the sexy move like trading for Maxx. Like they need to sign a starting safety. They need to sign a backup to that starting safety. They need to sign a center. They need. They're very thin at defensive tackle right now. They have Gervon Dexter, who hasn't really looked that great, and Grady Jarrett, who kind of looks old.
Breaking news. Sorry to cut you off there, bros. We have breaking news. Breaking news that will be of no surprise to anyone, but this is now official. Geno Smith has officially been released from the Las Vegas Raiders.
Holy shit! I can't believe it.
They will save $8 million in cap and take 18.5 in dead money. And this is the second time that Geno Smith has been in a position where Kubiak comes to town and he's released.
18.5 million lit on fire. But you know what? To get him out of the building, I'll take it.
Yep. They're clearing the room to sign Kyler Murray.
I don't know, man. I thought about yeah, I really did. Like the thing is like I thought about him as like a bridge, right? Like you bring him in for a year to play while you sit Mendoza and let Mendoza learn. But Mendoza and Murray's games are so different. I don't know like what he's gonna learn from Kyler because Mendoza doesn't run like that. And like, you know what I mean? He can actually see on the offensive line. Like
Yeah, we need a smart quarterback. I don't wish that on you, bro.
People are talking about Jimmy G.
I hope
the Raiders. Not again. Not again.
They were talking about Jimmy G for our backup. I am so freaking good on having Jimmy G there. Kyler Murray, though, I would take him as a backup because I'd hope we can do with him what we did with Malik. And if not, oh well, it's not like you're going to invest super heavily in him. The only way we're getting him is if nobody else has interest in him.
To Dorn's comment, we've always talked about the Bears, Dorn. So, I mean, just because you disappear for weeks at a time when your Packers lose, don't transfer that onto me. Sorry. Jimmy G, man, it was funny because we got all these quarterbacks. We talked about it a little bit yesterday before the Moore thing broke. This quarterback free agency class is huge with some names that have made some big money, some good money. You got Kyle Moore, you got Murray, you got Tua's name dangling about. We talked about the contract issues with him yesterday.
I was going to say, does Tua's name mean anything anymore, really?
I mean, look at it. Yeah, I think there are teams that would take a shot at him and give him a better opportunity than what he's played with in Miami offensive line-wise. I mean, but yeah, Tua's still a big contract. I said, remember, I didn't quantify it by big play. I quantified it by big contract.
And actually, Ken, like, I know Tua's like a running joke here because his brain is like basically oatmeal at this point, right? But like, if you look at his career stats, he's actually, dude, his touchdown to interception ratio is actually pretty decent. It's comparable in the top half of the league.
Joe, I was right there with you for a long time with Tua. I thought he was a damn good quarterback in this league, and he put up good numbers, but constantly he would fail the eye test. He would throw some of the worst fucking balls that I've ever seen a quarterback throw. And we're talking like shit that wouldn't hit the broadside of a barn of throw.
I'm seeing what you're talking about.
But added on to that with his fucking health, I don't know how you could bank on him at all.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You've got Kyler Murray out there. You've got Kirk O'Chain's out there. Jimmy G's out there. You've got Mac Jones. Or did he get what? I don't know.
Mac Jones is a free agent.
He's a free agent, right? He didn't get signed yet. You've got Indiana Jones, who hasn't been signed yet, but didn't they tag him?
I don't think they transitioned him. They were talking about
They're working on a deal.
Yeah, so I mean, the quarterback market and free agency is actually pretty robust. There's a lot of.
Oh no, they did. They transition tagged them.
They transition tagged him, yeah. So, but that just means that they get right of first refusal to match a contract. There's no compensation pick. So, look at the free agency for quarterbacks. If you can't get a quarterback in the draft and you're quarterback thirsty, there's some options this year.
Mac Jones is under contract with the Niners.
Is he still? I remember one of the Jones was under contract.
Yeah, he's not a free agent. Mac Jones is not a free agent.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was a free agent.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I was hearing a whole bunch of talk about him being a free agent this year, but all right.
That's good for the Niners because that means that's a nice piece of trade bait right there.
If I'm the Niners, I'm not trading him for shit. I got Purdy as my starting quarterback. There ain't no way in hell I'm letting Mac Jones out of the building.
Don't be surprised, by the way, if the Bears don't do a restructure on Deo. I don't think cutting him is going to be cutting Deo is going to be only worth $3 million. They take 17.5 in dead cap. So Deo, who's injured by the way, is probably going to miss at least half the year. That's about another $20 million the Bears have to play with. Just throwing that out there really quick. But going back to the quarterbacks, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there. And then, hey, you've got your favorite backup in Green Bay who's out there.
Yeah,
who's probably going to be the most sought after, right? So,
from what I'm hearing, he's looking at 25 to 30.
Yeah, there are some pretty decent options out there for teams looking for a bridge or looking to give a guy a fresh start, a la Sam Darnold.
There was an article yesterday, or it wasn't so much an article. Yeah, I think it was an article, but I saw it on Reddit, and it was funny because there was, according to one anonymous NFL GM, they said that they would be willing to take on Tua's contract if Miami threw in a first-round draft pick with it. That was the only way that they'd be willing to take on that contract.
My problem with Tua, I think Tua is a good football player overall. but I go to like what Ken said though. It's not necessarily that he throws. Every quarterback throws some bad balls. Okay, every quarterback throws some.
But he does
They're
it
all going to have
consistent.
that pass that just so you're like, what were like, Love had that one interception in the end zone last year. Where everyone was going, dude, he wasn't even like your receiver was 20 yards away. Where they all have that throw. Caleb has them now and then. Everyone has them. The problem with Tua, he tends to have those, whereas Love and Caleb and these other guys are driving for the win in the fourth. He's driving to the interception in the fourth. Like it seems that his bad throws are when it counts. Like he's good.
And not only that, it happens more frequently with him. And his bad throws are almost worse in the degree of the throw. Like, yeah, they have bad throws, but he has fucking horrendous throws.
So, I mean, but Tua, like, given a better opportunity than what is Miami right now, I could see, if the deal was right, a team could do it. But what team is going to be that desperate?
I wouldn't take him for anything besides veteran minimum with his concussions. You get one good concussion and you're done.
You know what, though? I think we got to kind of stop with that, though, because it's been 2 years now since he's had a concussion.
That still doesn't mean that he's going to be fucking sitting there drooling punting after.
The risk is always going to be there. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying it's been 2 years since he's missed time because of a concussion. For the last 2 seasons, he's been concussion-free. So, yes, it's still a concern, but it's not like it was 3 years ago where he was wobbling around. There was basically that one season was, we got to go back 4 seasons. 4 seasons ago, he had that season where that was the wobble season, right? Where they had the big investigation. How the hell did this guy even stay in the game? Then the next year he takes another concussion, right?
Another
on a running play. No, he only took one concussion that year, and he missed like a couple weeks.
He had 2 years where he had multiple concussions in those years.
I thought he only had the one that was on the running play. I don't remember the second one. CTE can take years. Yeah, but CTE isn't happening on the field right now, but I get what you're saying, Fred. But I'm like, the concern, I'm not saying the concern's not there, but he's played the last 2 seasons injury-free.
You're saying his play these past 2 seasons makes you feel a little bit better about that concern.
Yes.
Where I'm saying I don't really care about these 2 seasons because to me that is too high of a risk that you're pretty much freaking rolling the dice here and can only have it land on 2 numbers.
Well, look though, Ken. Yes, but that's why you don't pay as much for him. Like he needs to be one of those low risk, high reward kind of trades or signings. Like, because what I'm saying, like, if I'm a GM and I can get him at the right price, like where he's cheap, right? It's low risk, high reward. Now I'm not going to spend $187 million worth of contract and trade capital for him, which is what it'd be right now, or whatever. A stupid number of money, But if they're like, hey, I'm only going to be on the hook for $5 or $6 million, maybe $10 million a year, and I give up a 3rd round pick. Okay, because that's backup money.
5, yes. I don't know about 10 because 10 is damn good backup money.
I was saying 5, but then I said 5 to 10 because really a lot of your good backups are making between 5 to 10 somewhere in there. But I'm probably picking him up as a start to be my starter. And for starter, taking a gamble on a starter, if I'm going to only eat 5 to 10 of his contract and maybe give up a 2nd rounder or a 3rd rounder for him, I might consider doing that if I'm a quarterback needy team.
I was going to say, yeah, if I'm a quarterback away, maybe I'd take that gamble because of the high reward potential. But other than that, without having the full team around him, I'm not putting him as one of the pieces. I want him to be the final piece.
That makes sense. But I think he's better than what the Jets got on the roster right now. So I think the Jets could benefit from a trade for Tua. Like, if they could protect him, I think they could. And it wouldn't cost that much. And I think that's one that, like, I know Miami, like, generally you don't want to trade in the division, but I think that's one that Miami might even consider is just to get that contract off their books. If their only option is the Jets, I think they take it.
Well, yeah, for 2 reasons that you now have the Jets, who are horrendous with freaking quarterbacks, Tua, who you know inside and out, would doing that deal scare you in any way, really? Like, yeah, you got a low chance of it working out, but I think the odds are massively in your favor that you're just going to be able to offload that contract with not really many negatives to it.
Well, but
I mean,
keep in mind
Tua,
the Jets have
Tua's,
5 first-round picks over the next 2 years, so that could change.
Tua's not Tua's the guy, the last one to go right now. He's the one under contract still, and we already know that Miami, unless they really, really just don't give a shit about their salary cap, they can't get rid of him because he costs them. What would he say, like almost 20 million in negative if they cut him. He's uncuttable, so to speak, almost because of the amount. It's not that the dead money. Teams have already shown they don't care about the dead money. The problem is if you cut him, you lose like another 12 or 15 or 20 mil, whatever it is, on your cap for this year. So they can't really cut him. So he's the last piece. You got all these other guys who are free agents. Kyler Murray's a free agent. You know, you've got Malik Willis as a free agent. You've got Kirk Cousins is a free agent. You've got all these other names that you can go through before you even have to consider Tua. But look at it. Miami's going to trade away Tua. They're not going to get much, and they're going to have to eat a ton of the contract to get someone to take.
Yeah.
But he's the last resort.
I would just point out one thing, though, Ken. If the Broncos can take $90 million in dead cap to cut Russ, the Dolphins can take whatever the dead cap is to cut Tua.
It's not the dead cap, Joe.
No, I know. I know what you're saying. It's this year's salary cap, but that's a lot of that. Whatever they took, the dead cap hit that Denver took, I'm sure that a portion of that was on their cap that year as well, and they still did it just to get rid of them. So I don't think it's impossible because remember you went through the numbers the other day, and I think if you make them a post-June 1st cut.
Nope. That's what I was getting ready to tell you, Joe. Look, I was saying, even if it's a post-June, right now, they're not cap compliant. They're 2 million negative. Okay? If he's post-June 1st, the dead cap's not terrible. 67.4 post-June 1st. Not terrible, especially compared to Russ. However, they go negative 11.1 and change in cap.
That's workable.
So that means you got to clear 13 million cap space right now just to cut Tua post-June 1st.
Well, you're in a rebuild anyway, so I mean, you could easily work that 11 million. You know, you could get cap compliant by cutting a player or two, and then just you're already rebuilding anyway. So why not? Yeah, there you go. Cut Minka.
You cut Chubb and Chubb, you save 20. And you take 10 and dead. That would help you. If you cut Mika Fitzpatrick, so he's on. Okay, so let's amend that, Joe. Because Joe, I guess you
didn't they already get rid of Chubb?
What now?
Didn't the Dolphins already get rid of Chubb? I thought they already cut him.
Didn't they? Yeah, he's still showing up on over the cap. So
so then that number's not right.
So actually, and it depends if they've designated him. Well, let me see. You know what's funny though? Let me check something really quick. Their dead cap. They're showing Tyreek Hill's dead cap already as being cut. And yeah, you're right, because Chubb happened at the same time. And Chubb is still on the roster on over the cap.
Yeah. So that number becomes a lot more palatable.
So now if you take the Chubb money off, being a post-June 1st designee, right? Because you figure that's what he would be, right? But which now, by the way, the Dolphins have used both their post-June 1st. So Tua now can't be a post-June 1st unless they wait till June 1st to cut him. So if you're going to cut Tua now, you can't designate him as post-June 1st. It's negative $43 million against your cap. If Bradley Chubb is not post-June 1st, they only save $7.3 million versus saving $20 million.
But you could cut Bradley, Chubb, and Minka and be cap compliant and cut Tua on, make them a post-June 1st.
If you do it post-June 1st, correct, Joe. If you do it pre-June 1st, those numbers, okay, let me give you, I'll give you the numbers for those three guys pre and post, okay? If you cut them pre-June 1st, okay, upside down trade, sorry. Cut pre-June 1st, Tua costs you $43 million on your cap. Bradley Chubb saves you $7.3 million. Mika saves you 5.8. Post June 1st, now the Tua money's only negative 11 and change, 11.1. But you save 20.2 on Chubb and 15.6 on Minka. So you would assume, financially speaking, they're all post June 1st is when you'd want to do it. Chubb has already been released. You'd figure that they already designated him as post June 1st, or you're 20 mil. Now, in order to, you could get rid of Minka Fitzpatrick. Yeah, you're only getting about half of the money, or you're actually getting about a third of the money savings, 5 million versus 15. But Tua, you have to wait till post June 1st, because you go from 42 and change, almost 43. We'll call it 43 mil in dead or in negative to 11.1. That's a massive difference. So you could cut Tua, but you're gonna have to wait till June 1st. And you could do Minka Fitzpatrick as well, but you're gonna have to wait till June 1st.
Well, that depends on if Tyreek was already a post June 1st cut.
No,
Can we look and see?
Was. That one, I remember reading that specifically, and maybe that's why Over the Cap already has them off, because that was designated, and maybe Bradley Chubb, the paperwork hasn't been filed or whatever, whether he's a post or pre. But let me look at the money difference on Bradley Chubb, though, right? You're saved 20 million if he's post versus only 7.3 if he's pre. I mean, it's a $13 million difference. Dead cap goes from 23 if he's pre to only 10. We'll call it 11 if he's post. So odds are, if they're going to do anything else with cutting guys, it's going to be post June 1st. Odds are. Just because that's how you max your savings. And if you're going to take a shit financially with Tua, you want to minimize that shit, right?
I would just hold on to Bradley Chubb until June 1st. I would cut Tua now.
They already announced they cut him, though. He's already been announced as being released.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, they still haven't officially designated Tyreek Hill a post June 1st. It's pretty much up in the air right now.
I read from Schefter that it was post June 1st. When him and Chubb got cut.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm looking at it right now. It's still up in the air.
It would be smart. They would be smart to keep one of those post June 1st spots for Tua.
Mm-hmm.
So Miami,
whatever the cap hit is, like if you post June 1st Tua, it takes it down to 11 million. You're already over the cap by a couple million or whatever, but it's a lot easier to make up 15 million than it is 45. So,
going to be interesting. I don't know. All this time for a team that's not going to do shit this year.
Yep.
Miami's going to be interesting. I don't know. They got to figure out their finances. I mean, pre-post, they already told two guys that are going to be released. Two, I think they may just stick with for a year, because if they cut them next year, the money, if it's 2027 next year, dude, they can cut him pre-June 1st next year and save 21.6 mil and only go with 31 mil in dead cap. And if they do post June 1st on him next year, they save 40 mil and only take 13.4 in dead cap. So honestly, I would keep Tua for the year, financially speaking, and bring in another quarterback. And if Tua is my backup, whatever, he's my backup, he still fills a roster spot. I can still put him in if I need to, whatever. And then I cut him as soon as the season over, post June 1st, save 40 mil. Thank you. Have a nice day.
I saw something interesting yesterday too. The Texans offered Danielle Hunter a 1-year, $40 million contract. It's like, it just doesn't make any. Who is running shit over there in Houston, dude? I just want to know. Like, you got rid of offensive linemen that you can't afford to lose, and now you're going to go, hey, we need a $40 million edge rusher, like, to add to this magnificent defense we already have.
They did re-sign one of their tackles to a 1-year deal. either this morning or yesterday.
Yeah, but that's not an addition.
They did. They did. Yeah, Joe, I knew I saw something on Daniil Hunter. I just pulled it up. Yeah, they agreed on a 1-year, $40.1 million deal.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you're taking the strength of your team, which is your defense, and making it stronger at the expense of your salary cap. And you have this is just yet another step in the fuck you CJ Stroud sweepstakes, right? Like, it's like I don't understand. I don't understand. I've never seen a team make it so clear that they just don't give a fuck about their starting quarterback.
I'm telling you, he took the last breakfast sandwich in front of the owner.
Dude, Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson combined, because Will Anderson signed a 1-year deal as well. They've spent, between those two guys, $75.7 million between those two guys. The Daniil Hunter deal includes a $30.7 million signing bonus. Wow. Now it's an extension, so it pushes them through 2027. But still, wow, just wow. Yeah, Joe, they hate their quarterback.
Yeah, I hate him too. No,
I mean they got a great defense, but they hate their quarterback.
It's crazy to me, dude. Like are you basically just you're rolling into this season like, well, we're just going to keep other teams from scoring any points. Like that's 0 points a game. 0 points a game. That's what you're going for, because like Stroud was averaging what, like maybe 10 or 15 points a game last year because of your offense, and now it's like.
By the way, I like to say that I'm officially mad at the NFL this morning because yesterday we got DJ Moore, we had some other stuff break. This morning, Geno Smith is the only thing that's broke.
Geno Smith disappoints yet again.
They set such a high bar, and then we get exactly. Geno Smith disappoints again. They set such a high bar the last couple of days with movements and people getting cut in trades, and people retiring like Drew Dahlman, and then we get to today and it's Geno Smith.
Hey there, Yoli.
What's up, Yoli? Oh, the Rams did re-sign Cam Curl on a 3-year extension, $36 million for him. That's really it. That's really it today. I mean, there hasn't been much else. I'm wondering what the weekend's going to bring. This could be a very interesting weekend.
Yeah. Be nice to see some shit start to get locked up. Shit. Even
why do other teams keep pursuing Mike Evans? Now they're saying the Bills, Chargers, Commanders, and Giants could pursue Mike Evans. Why? Because I look at it with Mike Evans. It's like every time he's a free agent. Yeah, Wednesday's going to be huge. Every time there's a free agent, Mike Evans might go somewhere, and Mike Evans does what? Stays in Tampa.
Dorn with the news of the day.
Dorn, well, first off, Dorn, what do you have like text alerts for Britney Spears? Are you still in love with her? Are you still trying to make her your baby mama?
Did it again.
She can stay out in the hunting blind with you.
Dude, she needs some help, bro. Like she's posting on these videos to her IG all the time of her dancing, and there's like piles of dog shit all over the kitchen floor everywhere, dude. Like, yeah, she's one of those dog shit moms, dude. Like, it's.
Gordon wants to domesticate her.
Yeah.
Poor girl, man. I feel bad.
Yeah, and
she needs help.
It looked like she fell back into the substances too.
Yeah, she needs help, dude. But either way, I mean,
Dorn with the big news of the day, though, and that's the big news of the day. That should tell you something because it ain't Geno Smith. I mean, we all know that. Dorn comes up. Yeah, she lost it. Yeah, Dorn needs a saver. Dorn, go get her, man. Get her back to the line.
There you go. Dry her out for a week. Dorn's got it covered.
That's a good one.
You remember Borat when he presented that blanket to Pamela Anderson? Dorn could make a blanket for Brittany. It's your rescue blanket.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think Dorn would be against that. I'm just saying, like,
the tampering period starts Wednesday, does it not?
I have to
think
look.
because free agency starts Thursday, March 11th at 4.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Thursdays
Monday,
when
March
it starts. Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
At noon Eastern. So Monday starts tampering.
Yep.
Oh,
Monday it's gonna go crazy right after the show.
You know, this is what I don't get though. Why have a tampering period? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I said Thursday, I meant Wednesday. But yeah, it's March 11th. But yeah, that's
But Broski, why? I mean, but you know what's going to happen Monday? We're going to hear of all these signings that can't officially happen until Wednesday. But okay, so why not just make free agency on Monday? Because
that's a good question.
For all intents and purposes, it is because these guys all are going to be agreeing to deals on Monday. And you know what's funny? It starts at noon Eastern, and at 12:01, Schefter's going to be so-and-so signs here, so-and-so signs here. It took them 1 minute to get a deal done? Yeah, no, I don't think so. So why this whole tampering period thing is a joke?
Well, I think that's technically when the new league year starts is Monday, March 9th at 12. But why they also say that's like the tampering period, I'm going to ask AI and see what it says.
What it is, at least from my understanding, is the new league year does start Wednesday, but they made legal tampering because before they had the legal version of it, you were getting teams contacting these agents about it, and it was multiple teams all over, and they pretty much came to the thing of, instead of disciplining everybody, we're just going to make a new rule.
Okay, so look at why not just make it Monday then? I mean, okay, I get it because just move the new league year so from Wednesday to Monday and just let them be free agents because this whole tampering period. Okay, so now what you've told me, Ken, is now that the tampering's legal starting Monday, they're tampering right now illegally because at Monday at noon in 1 second, deals are already announced. Okay,
but
we are now officially open for a tampering period. And Joe goes, hey, we just signed so-and-so. It took you 1 second to do a multi-year deal with all these complex numbers? Yeah, right.
Yeah, yes, Ken. It's nothing but a giant circle.
So if they turned it into, if they said, okay, well, we're just going to start free agency on Monday, then guess what? Teams would just be tampering at the end of February instead of at the beginning of March. Like, well, that's what I'm saying is like, they're just going to look for another edge. So it's like, it's like we got people calling people after the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like
Khalil Mack will be signed Monday at noon Eastern in 2 seconds. Someone's going to announce the Khalil Mack signing, for example. It's like, you're telling me that you got on the phone at noon and said, I don't even know if there's enough time to do that and file the paperwork. Hey, broski, you're going to sign for 3 years at $12 million with no guarantee. Sure, okay, here's a done deal. You know, I mean, no. I mean, they're already. I mean, come on. I mean, why not just say free? And then here's the thing: have we ever had any deals that have been announced during a tampering period that did not come to fruition?
Yes.
Which one?
Zadarius Smith. He had signed with Baltimore. Well, had agreed.
Was it a physical?
No, he agreed with Baltimore, and then he found out that the Vikings were interested in him. He hurried up and switched it and went with them just so he could try to stick it up Green Bay's ass. That's it. That's the only instance that comes to my head right off the jump.
Yeah,
because I mean, usually it's that's why I asked the question because I can't remember if it was like minus maybe someone failing a physical.
Yeah. We've seen some of the physical shit,
Right.
but the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that involves somebody just reneging is Zedarius.
Yeah. Good morning, Yinzer. I it's gonna be an interesting weekend. We'll see if there are any trades. Um, yeah. I mean, and the Bears making lots of cap space, and there's still more cap space to go because who knows what they're going to do with Dio. I think something's going to happen with Dio. I don't think they want to pay him 20 mil last year, especially for what he's looked like he had a little promise early in the year, and then he kind of faded really fast, and then he got hurt, and then we were like all happy he got hurt. Not happy that he got hurt because he got hurt, but happy that he wasn't playing. I guess more is the point. Um, and like the Packers, you got some stuff to do. The Raiders, they want to see resolution.
Meanwhile, the Raiders are that guy with a whole fucking briefcase full of ones at the strip club, dude. Like, they're ready to make it rain.
Yeah, they are. So there are a couple teams I think are ready to make it rain. And look at the Bills; they've already had a good offseason. I mean, let's look at the other side of that trade. I mean, look at the Bears made a good trade for them. I think they get a good grade for that trade. They get a second round pick. They freed up a ton of cap money. And the Bills, they gave up a pick, a second round pick, got a fifth rounder back. Okay, whatever. But for them, they put a legit weapon with Allen, which is what they were missing at wide receiver. That offense is going to be a lot better now.
So that was a good trade.
Yeah.
And that's right about what I figured DJ Moore was going to go for. I know when we were speculating, you were talking about a first and that, but I just couldn't see that at that point. But a second, I think, is more than fair for DJ.
Yeah, a first would have been like maybe equal to a first if in a trade for a player because like usually you get more. It's like when you go to GameStop and you sell your game, you get more in trade than you do for cash. And if you look at how they traded them yesterday, it's like you trade for cash, right? A draft pick being cash, whereas you trade for a player, it's more of a trade in. You see what I'm saying? If you use that analogy, so like if you were trading him for, let's say, Maxx Crosby, and the asking price was 2 firsts, you would probably get a first and DJ versus 2 firsts. You know what I'm saying? Because look at a draft pick like cash, and a player like trading credit. In that kind of deal. So yeah, I mean the Bears, it was a good trade for both teams, but then Buffalo, dude, they look at Josh Allen's got a legit receiver now.
Yeah, right? And not only that, you got the bonus of addition by subtraction from your rival team with the Patriots releasing Diggs.
Hey, I think you ain't lying, and that's why they're still in business. Because you could buy a game from them for $69.99, play it for one day, take it back the next day. They'll give you 50 cents for it, and that day it'll be back on the shelf for $49.99.
And Dre, you're right. That's the other thing. They guaranteed a lot of of the contract for DJ this year and next year, fully guaranteed now. So look at DJ. Good for it. Financially, still good for DJ. For both teams that trade, they both got something they want. Now the Bears have another second rounder. So that you speak to another blue chip possible player. If you look at the second round last year, the Bears hit in all three of their second rounders. So and Poles drafts really well in the first and second round for sure. So yeah, good trade for both teams. But man, Josh Allen's going to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we talk about that for a second? Like, how far does this move the needle for the Bills? Like, it's the piece you've been needing for a long time, right? But the question is, like, you have some defensive questions, right? Like, you've got some aging players. Like, do you think that they were a playoff team last year, and Denver, was it Denver? Took Denver down to the wire, dude. Like, in fact, it took a bad call on 4th and 1 to get them out of there. So
they're losing. They're losing Connor McGovern at center also, and he had a nice year for him last year, so that's a big deal.
There's the problem I think they had Joe last year is not only their defense does need work, but their defense did show some improvement throughout the season. But offensively, they kind of had some problems last year with the wide receiver position because Josh Allen didn't have places to go, and it made
Not,
his life a lot harder. He
not,
still
not,
was able to Superman some things, but
well, not even just that. We saw cracks in the Josh Allen
yeah,
Superman. It there were a lot of games they lost last year because of him alone,
yeah.
and it's
So I mean,
not just from the receivers. Him just throwing a bonehead interception.
Well,
so
look
I
at the
think though,
Denver
like
game. Didn't he
them
have like
adding
5 turnovers?
them
I think it
adding
was four,
DJ
but
Moore. Look at by adding DJ Moore, what do you make Keon Coleman? Not you don't have to rely on him as a one, which he's not. He never was going to be. You take a lot of pressure off Coleman to get lost in the shuffle and to be a 2 or a 3, right? I mean, DJ Moore brings a lot to the table to Buffalo. He brought a lot to the table in Chicago. Chicago, though, is in a position where you can get rid of him because you have these young, talented guys in Luther Bird and Roma Dunze. They were lacking anything in the wide receiving core like that in Buffalo. Now they've got a good receiver. Now, if there are a few Bills fans, a second might be, well, you got a fifth back. So really, you gave up the second, but you gave up the second to get DJ in a fifth. So yeah, I get that.
I'd count it as a third.
Yeah, you could do it like that, sure. But I mean, DJ now gives you a legit target, a true professional, right, at the position. He's a pro. He's gonna help a guy like Coleman out, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah, Stephon Diggs, where he's gonna end up. Him and Tyreek are gonna be on a team together this year. But no, I think that was a good trade for Buffalo, man. I mean, they got to work on the defense, but maybe they do that in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trade made sense for both teams.
Yeah, it did.
But does this push? Do you think this pushes Buffalo further into the playoffs, or do you think that with their other losses, they're going to end up right where they were this year?
I'm with Joe. I think
Well, it depends on what they do. It depends on it's too. I think Joe, I'd say it's too early to answer that until we have the free agency and draft. If they address those needs, it pushes them further. If they don't address them, then it just helps maintain some level of confidence of them being able to compete. Because he does make their offense better in terms of giving their quarterback a place to put the ball consistently. But if they don't replace their center, if they don't fix some of their other issues they need to fix with losses they're taking, then no, it doesn't. They still got to do other things. But if you make the assumption and say, well, they're going to find a center that's going to be decent for them, they're going to, maybe make a couple additions to defense that they're going to try to address those needs, which the Bills haven't shown you anything in the past that they're just going to ignore all their needs. I think it's a plus for them. And it's a plus for the Bears because you free up contracts.
Man, if I was the Bills, like Trey Hendrickson is going to be a free agent, right? So, like, he's got to know he's not going to get the contract that he got from Bengals.
Trey Hendrickson, there's a couple edges out there that are old.
If I was Buffalo, I might seriously consider, like, if I could bring in Khalil Mack on the cheap, because he went to Buffalo, the University of Buffalo, like, he might be, he might be willing to take a chance to go try to win a ring with Josh Allen, and then go talk to Trey Hendrickson, like, hey, bro, like, if you're willing to take kind of a hometown, we won't call it hometown, but if you're willing to try to take a chase a ring discount, like.
And there's some edges out there. I mean, the Bears are going to be looking at those edges too, right? But you've got, Danielle Hunter just got inked, so you can take him off the board. But you look at Trey Hendrickson, Khalil Mack, Hassan Reddick, Joey Bosa, Malcolm Kuntz, Leonard Floyd. There are some decent names out there. Cam Jordan is going to be available. Dante Fowler, Shinoika, Van Noy.
I'm with Dorn on this. Clowney. I'll give him Gary for a first round.
I mean, there are some guys they could sign. Marcus Davenport. Davenport is out there, guys.
Oh yeah, that's a move
not
there.
For
that
long.
Really
I'm sure he'll resign with the Lions.
I mean, look, there are some guys that if could you get Trey Hendrickson or Khalil Mack for a decent price that's not 20 mil? Maybe could you get Hassan Reddick or Joey Bosa? Joey Bosa you're re-signing if you're keeping him, right? Maybe you get him on a nicer deal. Leonard Floyd is out there. I mean,
Are they 31 million over the cap?
I don't know offhand.
I'll check.
Damn.
Buffalo Bills right now.
Yeah, I don't know about the Bills, man. Like dude.
Yeah, almost 32 million.
Yeah. I think this head coaching change was the starting of the circling of the drain for them. I think they're going to waste Josh Allen's career.
They have to restructure you have to restructure DJ Moore, who you just got, and Josh Allen, and Deion Dawkins, and Dawson
And Cook, who they just re-signed.
A lot of people in order to get cap compliant. You'd have to cut to get post June 1st designations, going for max money. Even if you cut Deion Dawkins and Ed Oliver, being the biggest two, you're still not cap compliant. Close. Yep. You'd have to maybe do Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox, I could see being cut. Now save him 12 million. That's 12 million. Okay, great. You're still what? 19 million away? Almost 20 million away? Well, they'll call it 19 for what Dawson. No? Is it 12? So yeah, you still got to get another 19 mil. And if you restructure Josh, you can save 12.5. They got to come up with some creative accounting over there in Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm with Ken on this one.
That was big news yesterday too. Cam Jordan said he didn't say he's leaving. He said he's open to leaving. He's going to enter free agency and he's open to leaving.
Yeah, I'm with Ken on this one. I think this is where the Bills might start to circle the drain, dude. Yep. And if we can see the writing on the wall, to me, I said this before the offseason even started. I said I think the Bills should just trade Josh Allen and rebuild their whole team based off of that haul, because they would probably be the highest haul you've ever seen, dude. Like even more than the Herschel Walker trade.
Dude, they're opening the brand new Highmark this year. Do you want one of your new stadium that'd be pitchforks and torches out front as they try to?
No, he didn't say what they're going to do. He said what they should do.
Yeah, I said what they should do.
He wants ownership to be killed when they open their new stadium.
No, it's just that the Bills want to use Josh Allen as their sacrificial lamb for their new stadium.
Well, but they're not going to get all the picks this year. Like they're going to get a shitload of picks this year. They're going to get a shitload of picks next year. They're going to get a shitload of picks the following year.
Wasn't one of the rule changes they were saying is like right now you can only trade out 2 years, right?
3, I think.
Is it 3? They were going to extend it another year, weren't they? So you could.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
I haven't seen one where it's 3. Is it 3?
Yeah, it's 3 because the Niners gave up 3 firsts for Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was that year's first. Oh no, wait. Yeah, that was that year's first. That's a swap, and then 2 years in the future. Weren't they going to make it now? You can go 3 years in the future.
Yeah, they were, but they decided not to.
They didn't do it. Could you imagine if you were giving up 3 future first round picks plus a swap?
Yeah, Josh Allen would command that easily.
Josh Allen would get that, and so
he would get additional picks, probably some seconds in there as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which is why I'm saying the Bills could rebuild their entire roster on rookie deals if they were smart and just traded Josh Allen now.
Here's the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't all teams have to be cap compliant by Monday or by Wednesday?
Yes and no. Remember from last year with our exercise with the Saints, it don't mean shit.
Yeah, but they were cap compliant. They got cap compliant.
Yeah, in ways that were fucking physically impossible because we went through all the different ways, and there was no way that they could get cap compliant, except somehow they were magically cap compliant when they needed to be.
It is funny. So we'll see. Hey, look, this is gonna be a fun weekend, guys. Unfortunately, the NFL were mad at you today because the only news you gave us today was Geno Smith, and we were all like, "Come on, man! Everyone knew that was gonna happen." 5 weeks ago. I mean, come on. Now watch. Something will break the second we go off air. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Guys, keep it this weekend. It's going to be interesting. We're out of time. We'll see you Monday morning. Have a great weekend, everyone.